Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, May 17th, 2016. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Thailand, actually the city of Pattaya. We got overcast skies, rained all night. We really need the rain, thank goodness for that. And looks like it might be a hazy day today, and that's okay with me. So, what's going on? What's happening? Well, nothing happened yesterday. I think the euro moved like in a 20 pip range the whole day. Didn't do anything. The pound's on the move today in Asia. Don't exactly know why. We'll get to that in just a minute. However, before we do that, if you would, my friends, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, please remember that I record this during the Asia session. So if you're opening this at London, go back about 10 or 12 candles, and you can see where I started my presentation. Also, the markings on my chart will give you a pretty good clue where I started. Traders, I started trading in 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful, exciting career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. And, well, traders, I'm in my 9th year now living in Thailand and absolutely loving it. Love the people, love the food, love the climate, which is the same as Florida. And I love the time zone. I trade all 3 markets. I do trade Asia, as you know, and I trade London, and then in New York I trade. However, I do trade options in the New York market. So it's quite a full day for me. No, I don't sit in front of my computer that whole time. I do get 3-hour breaks here and a 2-hour break there. You know, it just depends. At different times of day, I get different breaks, and sometimes I take the day off and I go out. That's what's nice about trading for yourself. And in London and New York, I'm trading for myself. So what I do is I take fundamentals. We listen to fundamentals, find out what's going on around the world because we're macro traders. Then I take a chart because I love technicals, and I look at candlestick patterns, price action, price structure, price failure, support, resistance, price levels from higher time frames. And we put this all together. We come up with an analysis of what we have, and then we put into it a trade plan. And we take our trade plan, we put it on the chart, and we activate this trade plan, whether you put in a pending order or a limit order and all that good stuff, or you just watch your charts and then just enter when you're ready to do it. I do both, by the way. Sometimes I put in pending orders, and sometimes I do it myself. Just depends on the day. Like today, I have no intentions of leaving, and I will be in my office in about 3 hours, and I will be at my desk all day, and I'll trade right from my desk. All right, that's enough about me. Let's talk about the legal stuff. And this is our risk disclaimer, my friends. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please, please, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, if you're using your rent or mortgage money or car payment money, please open a demo account. Go to fxclearing.com. Check it out. They can help you out. They can get you started. Open a demo account for a month or 2. Make a little bit of extra money. Open up a small account. Start small, and you can start trading. Remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's talk about some news and commentary. Interesting yesterday where Prime Minister Abiy came out and basically said there's no more tax hike on the calendar for 2017. He's taken it off, and there will be no tax hike in Japan. And then the vice financial minister was talking quite a bit yesterday, and basically they said, listen, they're ready to deal with the FX issues, and they're ready at any time to take some kind of action, and they are prepared for it. And apparently his words, and I'm summarizing, that basically the Prime Minister, of course, the BOJ, Governor Kuroda, and him are all on the same level, and they're all in unison on what to do. So I would expect some kind of movement at some point with the yen. It's getting way too strong, and they don't like it. It's affecting their imports and exports. So, you know, we had China news over the weekend, and it came out very poorly. We had poor numbers, right? Well, we haven't had any good numbers out of Japan either, folks. So that's what it is, and that's what it is. So we just have to take care of it and just keep a real close eye on it. And we'll see how it works. Hopefully we get some dollar strength. I need some dollar strength. I got some Forex trades I want to get into today, but I've got some option trades that I have open, and I really need the dollar to get strong and these stocks to move a little bit in one direction or another, but they're sidelined and just going sideways, and it's not helping out my trade. All right, so here we go. Here's the euro dollar. Look at this, just absolutely sideways, folks. Sideways, sideways, sideways. You see how the thin brown line is crossing over the 55 and then the daily pivot point, and you know, this just looks like a bowl of spaghetti, right? I mean, now you got the 200s far away from price, so that's not involved. But there's no angle and separation, and these candles, you know, yeah, this is a great place to sell. Sure, absolutely, it's at resistance. I mean, you can't get no more resistance than 2 moving averages and a daily pivot point. That's a great place to sell, but not with those candles, right? Those candles don't look so hot. However, I'm going to be pretty aggressive. I want this to come up to 1.1342. I'm going to take it down to 1.1287. Traders, I forgot to tell you what the indices were doing. The Dow 30 closed positive 1.00%. The S&P 500 closed positive 0.98%. The NZDUSD closed positive 1.22%. And the small cap 2000 closed positive 1.30%. Yeah, New York really was quite active yesterday. I was in the New York session. I was up a little bit later than usual, but was up at 5:15 this morning, wide awake, feeling great. The DAX closed positive 0.92%. The FTSE 100 closed positive 0.21%. I'm showing Paris is not open. That's pretty surprising. They should have been open by now. And I'm showing the Eurostoxx 50 is not open. They both closed negative 0.18% on both of them. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, yeah, they're closed. Oh, what am I thinking? Of course they're closed. That's London. Sorry, folks. I lost my place there for a second. Here we go. Let's come on over to Asia. These countries are currently open. The Nikkei 225 is currently trading at 0.76%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is currently 0.32%. The China A50, which is not open for another hour, closed yesterday, is positive 0.24%. The Hang Seng opens in an hour and did close positive 0.84%. And Kospi out of Seoul is currently trading, and they're just barely in the red at negative 0.04%. So not much, pretty good numbers, really. So today we have in Asia, we have RBA meeting minutes in 1 hour, which you will not, by the time this video is into YouTube, this will have already passed. It is a market mover. We will keep an eye on it, and we will be ready to trade it if need be. I don't expect it to be very good, to be honest with you. And it's a pretty slow Asia session. In the London session, we have Great British Pound. CPI year on year, they're expecting 0.5, and previous was also 0.5. So no big numbers there. We've got core PPI, medium impact. Euro's got trade balance, medium impact. We do have core CPI in the U.S. session, high impact, and of course we have housing starts as usual. Building permits, big one. Trust me, my friends, the Fed will be looking at that. Core CPI and building permits reference rate hikes. We're not going to see it in June, but they're looking for the next one. I think that's September. August or September they have their next one. And my friends, that looks like that's going to be a wrap for the U.S. We've got a bunch of FOMC members speaking. Doesn't surprise us. That's going to be at 11 a.m. Well, that'd be noon on Wall Street. It'll be 2,300 hours here in Thailand. FOMC member Williams speaks, and FOMC member Lockhart speaks. So just keep that in mind. Traders, sorry about that. I Totally forgot to tell you what's going on. All right, so we got to look at this euro. We got an idea what we got here. Basically nothing. We need this to make a move, folks. Whatever direction it wants to go, I don't care, but I want to sell it. I don't want to buy the euro dollar. Somebody else can buy the euro dollar. If this thing moves back up to the 200, I'd be thrilled. I won't trade it, but I'll be thrilled because you know what's going to happen? It's going to fall like a rock. Let this thing get back up to that 61.8 or that R1 at 1342. We could sell it. Nice bearish candlestick formation. You know, maybe a couple of hangmans, a couple of dojis, right? Then a nice big red candle, and then we could take that down safely and get through that support, what I called spaghetti before, and we can get on and moving. Let's take a look at the pound. Yeah, pound. I don't know why this moved up. There's really no news out. A little shocked here because really I saw this first candle. I was at my charts, and then the second candle came out. However, now I'm ready to take this back down. I think this was just a stop one or whatever. I don't know what the deal is with this, but anyhow, we want this to come back. Well, that's not true. I do know what it's about. A brand new Brexit poll came out today, and it's 52 to 40, 41 or something like that. It's like really, the spread is the biggest spread it's ever been to stay in the EU, and they're not going to leave the EU. It's just a bunch of hogwash, and they're going to milk this thing now for another 4 weeks, right? I think it's the 16th of June is the date of the vote for the referendum, and now it's just really a joke. The Great British Pound is not going to leave the Euro Union. So I expect this, because this poll came out earlier in Asia, and it's going to fall back down again. And I completely forgot to discuss that, but why? Because I forgot about it. I read that like 2.5 hours ago. So anyhow, yeah, this is going to come back down. We're going to fall back down here. I'd like to get to this daily pivot point, and then we can get out of this trade safely and comfortably. Hey, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar did nothing yesterday. Nothing. This is yesterday's chart, and nothing's changed. We're at the same spot, the same levels. Nothing's happened. Had a little up move, a little down move. We're like in the 20 pip range here. Just nothing. I think we're going to get some movement today. I think the RBA minutes will. I think the big thing with RBA minutes is they're gonna come out and they're gonna say why they lowered interest rates, and then they're gonna justify why they did it, and then we're gonna see it's gonna be the I like to call it the attitude of the statement. Is it dovish or is it hawkish? And I would think they're gonna spin it off as hawkish, which should increase the Aussie dollar. Okay, it should make the Aussie stronger. That's how I look at it. We know what the results of the minutes were. They lowered interest rates. Now they're gonna rebuff it and change it and see what happens. So we'll get to know what these members say. Of course, I don't read the minutes, my friends. We're just gonna react to price action. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Yeah, here's another one, right? Sideways. Look at this. No price action yesterday. This is why you don't trade when major countries are on a holiday. Right? Remember, yesterday we had like 5 countries in Europe on a holiday, Germany being the big one. You just don't trade on a holiday. Turn off your computer, because this is what you end up. You end up whipped around like crazy. And listen, I got 2 trade plans here because I don't know what this is going to do. I have no idea. You look left of this chart here and you tell me what this is going to do. Listen, I'm bearish. My bias is bearish. That's my bias, right? But I'm not selling here, folks. I'll sell up here. I'll sell at the daily pivot, but I'm not selling here, right? I don't want to sell here. This pair is good about, once it gets in a move, it does its move. So, we're just going to have to wait. There's nothing to do here with the Euro Aussie. We just got to wait and see what it wants to do. But again, these meeting minutes will probably jump it a little bit, and we'll get some idea what's going to happen. Take a look at the Euro Yen. Not a lot of movement yesterday. Again, sideways. The fib is the same as yesterday. I just moved the entry at 123.88. I'm pretty aggressive on this, by the way. I want this to come up. I want it to prove itself. I don't want this falling down and then just going down below the daily pivot and heading down. I really want this to pull back. All right, if it goes to the 50%, I'll take a trade from there. But I'd love for this to go back to the 38.2, and we can sell this. But I don't like where it is now. It's in the middle of a bunch of spaghetti. We got 3 moving averages, 2 of them are crossed, and we have a daily pivot point. Do you want to sell or buy this at this price? Of course not. We want to sell extremes. We want to buy at extremes, right? We don't want to mess with this. You don't want to mess with this. You have no idea what's going to happen with this. The BOJ can do whatever they want. They can throw a stimulus package out there. This thing will move 200 pips in the opposite direction, and that's what's going to happen, right? They do an intervention or easing or whatever you want to call it, and they're going to do it when you least expect it. That yen pair is going to go through the roof, okay? It's going to move 150 pips, but don't worry about it. 2 weeks later, it'll be back at the same price it started as. It always happens. I'm in my 10th year of trading, and every time they do an intervention, it doesn't work. I'm sorry, my good old friends in Japan, but unfortunately, your interventions do not work. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Wow, I'm a minute over already. The New Zealand dollar, there's no movement here, folks. You know, I was kind of really pretty aggressive to put a sell at 68.02, and we're going to take profit at 0.6750. But again, this is in the middle of a bunch of junk. Really, we should be looking at this at all 1 and take it there at, what is that, 69.15. That would have probably most been a better entry. This is really horrible. But I'm bearish on this. And the problem with the Kiwi is it's not necessarily just going to jump down here. And I think this little movement we had from yesterday was reaction to the China news, reaction to Prime Minister Abiy's statement about there's no tax hike coming in 2017. So I think that all has a figure on what's going on there. Wow, I had a lot to talk about today. Traders, I have 2 minutes and 15 seconds over my normal 15-minute time limit. And on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you so much for joining me on a Tuesday. Believe it or not, May 17th, the year 2016. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, like I always say every day, trade smart and not hard. Take care, traders, and we'll talk to you in about 24 hours. See you now. Bye-bye.